Welcome to my DIY 3D printed one-wheel build video. I wanted to start by saying thank you for all the interest in this project. It is very satisfying reading the comments about everyone who is interested in building their own one-wheel. I hope you find my videos helpful. Many have been asking for a video showing how to assemble all of the 3D printed parts in the latest version. Well, here it is. I'll warn you in advance that this video is a bit longer than I like. For some, you might find it boring, but for those thinking about or actually building the one wheel, you should find it very helpful. So let's get into it. These are all of the 3D printed parts needed for this project. You'll notice the rim and tire assembly is already built. This video can be found here. The other parts can be found on Thingiverse. The links can be found in the description below. The first part here is the purple front foot pad with the orange pressure plate. These are already connected via grip tape because I've assembled and disassembled the board many times, but ideally the pressure plate is calibrated then secured with grip tape. The second part is the electronics enclosure. You'll notice that I've had to modify my print with small pieces of wood dowel that I've had to epoxy onto the standoff mounts. What happened was 40 hours into my 50-hour print, my nozzle was clogging and I had some serious under extrusion issues. It was very frustrating, but nothing a little ingenuity and epoxy couldn't solve. You will also notice the power button, the charge port, and the front light are already installed. I taped the light in, but using hot glue would work better. The third part is the blue rear foot pad, which covers the battery enclosure. The fourth part is the blue battery enclosure, which already has been mounted to the aluminum rails, which I discussed in my first DIY one-wheel build video. Just in case you missed it, here's a link to it, but the dimensions are 1 1/2 inch by 3/4 inch by 1/8 inch aluminum C-channel, cut at 695 millimeters. The next parts are the electronics from the hoverboard, starting with the motor controller, the gyro sensor, and then the battery. The 8 orange and black pieces are the rail guards that will snap onto the rails to protect the wiring and give the board a clean and finished look. And finally, the wheel assembly, mentioned earlier, which is discussed in this video. The links to the rim can also be found on Thingiverse. See the link in the description below. Now that you have all the parts, it's time to get started. It's easiest to mount the steel aluminum hoverboard axle mounts to the wheel's axles with just the inside bolts loosely, then slide them into the aluminum channel. Ensure the wiring which is coming out of the axles is facing towards the front of the one wheel. Also, make sure the wiring is not being pinched. Install the remaining bolts through the channel to secure it to the wheel. Next, slide the electronics enclosure into the front of the one wheel. Use caution not to break the 3D print where it's thin. If you damage any of the prints during the build, they can be repaired with epoxy. The battery should be installed next. The smaller side of the battery will nest in the opening in the battery enclosure. Route the power wiring through the enclosure pass-through. Next, slide the rear foot platform onto the frame. The electronics enclosure is ready for the motor controller to be installed. Ensure the charge and the power cables are connected to the motor controller prior to screwing the circuit board down. Use some of the hardware salvaged from the hoverboard disassembly to screw the motor controller to the posts. Now route the hall sensor and phase wires through the pass-through and connect them accordingly. If you need a refresher about what colors to connect to what, please see my prior DIY one-wheel video. Ensure the wires are securely connected, as loose connections can cause malfunctions when testing. Tuck all the wires down into the electronics enclosure and slide the front foot platform onto the frame. Now connect the motor controller input wiring and the front light to the gyro sensor. You will notice that I also connect one of the hoverboard status lights to the gyro sensor at this point. Even though it will not be visible in the enclosure, I thought it might be useful to help with potential troubleshooting. The gyro sensor is only secured with 2 screws in the front. Again, use the hardware salvage from the hoverboard disassembly. To ensure the sensor was level, I had to use 2 spacers, which were just thick plastic washers. I believe I corrected my design that I uploaded to Thingiverse, but just ensure that the sensor is level. Important note: remember, if you're going to disassemble your Onewheel at any point in time, you need to remove the gyro sensor before sliding the front foot platform off. If you do not, you will destroy the optical sensor on the gyro sensor. Trust me, I did this during my disassembly for this video. The good news is that hoverboards come with 2 gyro sensors. You will now notice that I use some foam to help with the pressure plate rebound and distance to the optical sensor. You will need some trial and error to get this right. The foam is about 1 to 2 millimeters thick. I also put a piece between the motor controller heatsink and the back of the gyro sensor to protect it. Now I test it, and you can see that the way it is set up, the optical sensor is activated, causing the board to instantly power on and jerk uncontrollably. If this happens, then more foam is needed to raise the pressure plate, and or the ridge on the pressure plate should be shaved down. Again, trial and error to get this right. You should also experiment with different pressure plate infill settings to see what works best. I found the best results the first time when I installed the pressure plate directly under the grip tape. Once I cut the grip tape to disassemble the Onewheel to make this video, it has not worked as well. It tends to be finicky when I'm trying to dismount, as the pressure plate is slow to disengage from the optical sensors in my current setup. This was not the case when it was secured with uncut grip tape. After you get it all right, use 8 screws, which are probably about 1 inch long, to secure the front and rear foot platforms to the rails. Don't forget to pre-drill the holes in the aluminum channel. Now would also be a good time to install the grip tape. To finish this build, use the rail guards to protect the wiring and give the board a finished look. Nice job! You've completed your very own DIY 3D printed Onewheel. You should be very proud of yourself. Now get out there and enjoy it. Once you ride it for a while, think about building a 48-volt battery for it. The electronic components seem to be able to handle the voltage. I built a 48-volt, 6 amp hour battery for mine, and it increased the riding performance, the speed, and the range. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.